Releasing Blackfish in 2013 at the Sundance Film Festival, Gabriela Cowperthwaite highlighted the exploitative practice at SeaWorld. Looking back, over a decade ago, we can see the lasting impact of the film. If you are watching this video, I'm going to assume that you have watched Blackfish. Don't go now if you haven't, but I strongly recommend that you do. It's one of my top documentaries, and its impact cannot be understated. As of writing, it's available to stream on Netflix, and a version has been uploaded to YouTube if you don't mind subpar audio and video quality. The film has a significant impact on public perception of animal shows. The opening scene detailing the capture of the young orca whales had profound effects on not only the public, but won the trainers themselves when they viewed the footage.
Yeah, it's a really beautiful film. It was tough to watch, but I appreciate what you did. My question was for the trainers. The very opening, one of the opening scenes was really tough to watch. Taking the whales, the baby whales and stuff. If you had seen that like as a kid, or other trainers seen that as a kid, you think that you still have this. And I hope this doesn't come out the wrong way. Like, you think you have this grand idea of going and doing this job, and would it be, would it have had the same impact on you beforehand? And I don't know if you've talked about that with other trainers before.
Want me to read the question? I'm sure better. The question was whether the capture scene in the beginning, the Pen Cove scene where all the whales are being captured, had the trainers seen that earlier on in their careers, would that have affected their decision to stay at SeaWorld? So,
we just did a screening yesterday for high school students in Salt Lake City, and several of the students came up to me and said, you know what, before I saw this video, before I saw this movie, I wanted to be a whale trainer at SeaWorld. I wanted to work with whales, and that was the only way I could think of to work with whales. And so several of them came up to me, and I'm sure they came up to John, and they said, since I've seen this, I don't want to do this anymore. What can I do? And we talked to them about being marine biology majors or scientists, or what other kinds of careers there are working with marine biology, ocean conservation. I think the message that SeaWorld wants people to get when they go to the park, that they are the experts in killer whales, and that's the only way you can work with a killer whale up close. But you can see Dr. David Duffus in the movie, and he's been working with killer whales for a very long time, and he's not exploiting them, and he's not, they're not having to perform for fish every 7 shows a day. So I can tell you that I wish I had seen this film when I was a high school student, and I never. When that whale comes out of the water, when the baby whale's in the sling, and you're hearing the story about the diver who was just breaking down but still doing his job, I don't see a whale. I see a 4-year-old being ripped from its mom's arms, and I can't shake that image. And if I had known, so many of the animals that I worked with, that I was close with while I was there, had been in the wild shortly before I got there, and I had no idea. I didn't understand. And now that I do, all of us, we've experienced revulsion and embarrassment, and I wish I had never done it. And yes, if I'd seen this, there's no way.
And my career was over a 19-year period, and I've never seen that footage. So in this film was the first time, and clearly I knew that they were captured. As we would say in SeaWorld terms, collected. We had those catchphrases. But when I was a kid, we didn't really have access to that information. And even when I started as a 20-year-old in '93, it was still before the internet and all that kind of stuff. But also as a trainer in the beginning, you don't really want to know those things. You do kind of push it out of your mind. And I think what's so great about this film, especially today in 2013, people have evolved. People are ready for this type of information. These are the facts. SeaWorld can no longer, 100% control the information that's out there. Now, people can get that, that information on their own. So, but it was disturbing for me to watch it. I hate looking at it.
Blackfish opened debates about animal rights, the ethics of captivity. The film also had a devastating impact to the entertainment industry, with many companies pulling their marine theatrical shows, moving to a more educational base in order to avoid controversy. The film changed public sentiment towards animal live shows, and the public perception of SeaWorld was unreversible. SeaWorld experienced a dramatic drop in their stock price, fumbling around 60% in the year after the documentary was released. 2014, the years after Blackfish was released, and attempts by SeaWorld to discredit the documentary. They saw revenue drop by 7% and attendance down by 5%. This can be accredited to the documentary. The company ultimately ended its orca breeding program in 2016 and committed to phasing out theatrical orca shows. Blackfish also inspired several legislative measures, including California's ban on orca breeding and Canada's prohibition on the captivity of whales and dolphins for entertainment. In conclusion, the effect of Blackfish has been long-lasting and positive for animal rights, not just in the United States, but also the world.